Hey, everybody, it is your boy Maj checking in with you from the Wealth Via Health podcast. And today we are going over the 5 ways to increase your mental focus via fitness. And if you are not exercising, if you are not moving your body, if you aren't doing these type of things, you're missing out because these type of things are executed by top performers, whether it be in yoga, Pilates, weightlifting, cardio, running. These are different type of ways that you can move your body, thus increase your mental focus. So I want to kick it off with the top 5, starting with number 1. But before I do that, make sure you like, subscribe my content where I share with you where every single day how I am stepping into the better version. And what better way than to do it with sharing with you guys? All right. So, that being said, let me kick it off with number 1, and that is going to be structuring our program. And what do I mean by this? That means what are we doing starting off on a micro level on the day to day basis? It's one of those small things, such as what are we putting into our bodies? I got a smoothie right here. It has blueberries. It has plant based protein. It has almond milk in it. What are the micro level things that you are doing to structure your day, your meals, your exercises, your routine in your business to make it, relatable to those that are in the business space, right? So, structuring it all the way up to the macro level. So that means taking it from the daily now to the weekly, then the monthly, then the yearly. And then we go quarterly, biannually, so on and so forth. This is how we set ourselves up using fitness to then get ourselves mentally prepared for success in the future. Okay, guys. That being said, I want to go into the next one, which whenever we come through these things that life throws our way and we need to bear it down, we need to be gritty, and bear it through. And that is persistence. Within fitness, if you get down how I get down on a consistent basis, you have to persist. Whenever that rep or that set starts to burning, that's when you start counting the reps. At least that's what Muhammad Ali said, right? He doesn't start counting right off the start of the exercise. He actually starts counting when the exercise starts to burn, right? So persist through these moments when times get tough. And in fitness, when the exercise starts to get tough and we break through that barrier, it mentally prepares us for different situations when life throws bullshit on top of bullshit onto you. It mentally prepares you to just run and steam through those type of things. So number 2 is persistence. A1, you can apply it to anything in life. And this other one, which is key and one of the main reasons why I still work out and have been working out for over 25 years, and that is the flow state. The flow state. If let me see if I don't know if I can share my screen here. I'll figure it out here. Let's see. Oh, shoot, I can. Okay. Hell yeah. Let me see how to do this though. Okay, check this out. Check this image out right here. I haven't even. Okay. All right. It's getting to be too much. Oh no, here we go. So the flow state. Here is the cycle of the flow state. This is perfect. All right, when I find it, I click on it and it takes me to a website. I'm just going to use this one right here. So I'm going to go back here. Share. All right. So just take your attention and put it right over here, right? Like I was talking about before, the struggle, right? This is what number two was. This whole thing is actually number one, right? The structure of what we're doing. Number two was persistence, which is the struggle. This is the beta waves. And this is when we're at our heightened, most aware state, right? Beta waves that our brain is vibrating at. Next is two, alpha waves. We start to loosen up, get into it, start to feel things out, right? The next one is the flow state. This is where you hear things such as in the zone. If you're an athlete and you like if you're like me and you're on the courts and you're just balling out and you shoot a shot and it's in before it even goes in. This is that flow state right here. Game's on the line, nothing else matters. Everything just drowns out. It's just you in the moment experiencing things for what they are. That's the flow state. Going into recovery. Recovery is the delta waves. This is where REM sleep actually takes place, right? And that's where let me see if I stop sharing here. And that's where we experience human growth hormone, things where we repairing our muscles and healing the body. Rapid eye movement is very, very heavy during this time. So flow state, bringing it back full circle, it's important to really live in that flow state and allow us to be immersed in it. If we go to that point where we start to think too much, then that's where we snap out of that flow state. It's kind of a paradoxical way of being because you're in between heightened awareness and you're in between heightened awareness and very, very much so relaxation, right? You're just right in the middle of that. And that is the flow state. All right. So that being said, another one that is going to help you out. This is number 4 to increase your mental focus, and that is visualization. And what do I mean by visualization? The human brain actually focuses and functions mainly off of images and symbols. And these images, these symbols are actually related but then back to languages because the human mind wants to compare. It naturally just wants to have an image and compare it and label it. When you come across multiple people that are leading a community or people that are heads of armies or whatever countries, they label things. People that have a big following, they naturally have a tendency to label things. And there's nothing new under the sun. You'll realize that these people that have labeled things have actually um, they've renamed it. They just rebranded it. It's a remix. And that remix has been done through either visualization. They see themselves doing a thing and they're just like, oh, this is something that I want to bring to fruition. And like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever you see in your mind, it has actually happened. It's been here. And you visualizing that thing is just new. It might be new to you, but it's not new here. And the practice of bringing that thing forth, you have to focus on it and really bring those minute details all the way down to the grain of the most random thing that you couldn't even fathom. And you bring up that detail. That is how you truly visualize all the way down to the detail. You using all the 5 senses, right? We're using different senses, touch, smell, see, hear, all of them. And the most important one that I believe is a part of these is the feeling of the emotions in the heart and really syncing up with that visualization in our mind's eye and what we're feeling in our heart and extending out into the different senses of the body. Okay. And you can actually, if for athletes that have been injured, they use visualization techniques when they've experienced either muscle injuries, whatever it is. They can exercise still through the power of the mind. And I always thought it was some woo woo type of stuff until I did it myself with visualization practices and martial arts, utilizing it for jujitsu and also Tabamina stick fighting. It's been something that I utilize whenever I'm traveling and I don't get the chance to typically roll whenever I would roll, or whenever I would experience being with somebody else in a fight, because you can shadow box, right? Like there's always that shadow boxing aspect, but visualization is kind of that shadow boxing, so to speak, right? It's like having the you versus your ego in a way. Anyways, I digress. That's number 4. That one's powerful. That is one of the most powerful ones that I've used for myself, in visualizing all the way with the end in mind. So in the exercise, definitely use that one. Visualizing will bring that mental focus through your fitness and vice versa. All right. And lastly, this one is one of those things that I think is, it comes with fitness in general. And this is why one of the really main reasons why I love it, would love fitness. And that is reducing your stress in stress management, right? Um, you come across nowadays, a lot of people are reliant on vape pens. I don't have one here, but vape pens, drinking alcohol, chronic porn addictions, chronic social media addictions, all these different type of things that are outside of themselves. And it's really heavily reliant on biological responses from the body. And we get hooked on these things, whether we are aware of it or not. And one of the best things that you can really do is just move your body to reduce that stress. Because we're either wanting to take action by reducing the pain, or going towards something that's going to give us gain. And fitness does that. It does both. It puts you through pain in the moment, right? But as you continuously do it over time, it reduces stress over time. And it's done in a way that's very much so an art form, right? Because it's not instant gratification. It's something that I love so much that it takes true character for someone to stick with a exercise program. And that's why many people don't do it. And it's, if you can wrap exercising and fitness into a pill, it would be a multi-trillion dollar company in the first week. And a lot of these companies, they want to sell the benefits of their pill, and they state, I've noticed this when I was in college, getting my education, is that you'll see a long list of all of these benefits that exercise has. And then you have another list of these negative side effects, right? Negative side effects are basically um, self doubt. Uh, it's all mental, right? All the things in fitness that are the negative side effects or whatever. It could be injury, right? If you're not properly going about your fitness routine in the right way, it could be injury, but it's all up here. If you're properly guided, there are no side effects, I would argue. I'm sure there's other people that would argue that there are. I would love to hear that. But if we're talking side effects that you see for these pills that they sell nowadays for people to reduce their stress, you see, you've seen the commercials. Uh, if you're experiencing flashiness of lights that you're, when you're sleeping and you blink 5 times and you're experiencing heart arrhythmia every time that you see a baby and you just want to hug it and you want to, then, like all the random side effects that come with this. like heart palpitations, lightheadedness, dizziness, being fainting, diarrhea, all these things that even end. They say all these random stuff and then they throw in death in there. If that's going to be something that you want to put into your body, and you much rather pop a pill than just pop a squat, think about it, right? But anyways, reduce your stress. That's the last one. That's number 5. That's really what I wanted to hone on is do the things that are difficult in the moment. And if you do them chronically over time, it's going to give you a benefit instead of a very much so the opposite and be detrimental to your health and detrimental to your wealth, right? And that's the main point of this podcast is to share with people that you cannot have your wealth if you do not have your health. And I want to wrap this up by saying that these are the 5 ways to increase your mental focus via fitness. And I really hope that you gain some clarity, you gain some value from me sharing my experience of how fitness has allowed me to focus more in my life, in my relationships, in my business. Without all these things, all the way from number 1 with being the structure of how I structure my days and seeing that I have a X amount of jobs for the day and I have X amount of meetings for the day. How am I going to put my fitness into this so I can stay focused, not just for today, but for tomorrow, so on and so forth? And how will I persist if I fall short of that, right? How will I persist into the next day and make sure that I still am going about things in a way where I can not let that ego hit basically affect the rest of the day, because it does affect my ego, because I've been doing this for years. And one of the best ways to do it is just to say fuck it, and go on about another workout that's just going to be um hitting the same muscle group or what have you. It's not the end of the world. Life goes on. And many people don't even stick to a thing for more than 10 years, right? So what's that thing that you've been sticking with for more than 10 years, or that you plan to stick with? Just think about that. Think about how it will be when you do stick with it for 10 years. What kind of way would you go about it? Will you achieve that flow state doing the thing that you want to do? And then visualize it, right? That's what I'm talking about here. Visualize yourself doing all of these things from step 1 to step 5, and notice how much of the stress-free life that you will be experiencing from doing these type of practices. But I digress. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. It is your boy Maz checking out. Remember to like, share, subscribe my content on YouTube and Instagram, where every day I'm sharing with y'all how I'm stepping into the better version of myself. And what better way to do it than to share it with you guys? Thanks for tuning in. Peace.